Hey girl, hey. It's your girl Janelle Renee from Redefining a Woman's Worth. And I just stopped by to let you know that don't look back. If the Lord has brought you out, if he's delivered you, if he brought you out of Egypt, if he brought you out of Sodom and Gomorrah, if he brought you out of that toxic relationship, if he took you off of that toxic job, if he took you out of something and you see that all of a sudden people from your past, people from that place, things from your past, things come up, opportunities, quote unquote, come up to take you back, don't look back. Remember what he told Lot and Lot's family, basically. Once he told Lot, it was a mandate, a command for his entire family. When he brought them out, he said, don't look back. But see, Lot's wife, she looked back. And it's like, well, why did she look back, right? The whole city was about to be under fire. It was full of perversion, sin. It was just full of a lot of ungodly, evil things that was not of God, right? So the Lord wanted to cleanse that area. He had to cleanse it by allowing the fire to come and purify, because that's what fire is indicative of. That's what fire represents in the Bible. A lot of times God used fire to purify the land. He'll use fire to purify people. It says that you might be tried by fire, but you shall come out as good as gold, right? It is the purification. So he wanted to purify the land of Sodom and Gomorrah. So he wanted to send down fire and brimstone. And he said, don't look back, meaning I'm going to bring you out of this thing, but I'm about to have to destroy it, right? I'm going to destroy it. So what does that mean for us? That means sometimes when God brings you out, you got to literally destroy all contact. You got to destroy any way a person can communicate with you. You got to destroy any way that you could go back. You got to destroy any opportunity for the enemy to use anything or anyone to get you to go back, to look back, right? You got to destroy it, right? Because anytime you just leave a crack in the opening, trust me, you think you're strong until you're faced with a situation. You think you're strong until you're tempted, right? You don't look back. The Lord brought you out for a reason. Remember, you cried, you pleaded with God. Remember, you told God, you made a vow. You said, Lord, if you bring me out, I won't go back. Don't allow circumstances. Don't allow temptation. Don't allow fear. Don't allow the familiarity of a thing to cause you to look back. Because if you look back, you're gonna be salty like Lot's wife. Lot's wife turned into a pillar of salt. Now, did she really turn into a pillar of salt? I don't know. I wasn't there. But what we do know, we never seen her again. We never heard of her again in this story. A lot of his daughters went on. And if you don't know, you can finish reading it in Genesis 19. But listen here. She came up salty, and she was no longer anywhere in this story, right? Everything that concerned her ended in that moment because she looked back. What is it that God has brought you out of that it seems like the enemy, it seems like people, it seems like things, it seems like places, all of a sudden it's starting to come back up. It seems like people are starting to give you phone calls. Your exes are starting to hit you back up. That friend that you know that the Lord disconnected you guys when they reach back out. An opportunity that you know God already told you no comes back around, right? And so these things come up because it is on you to exercise your faith and to stand on the truth of what God spoke to you, and for you not to fold and you not to take the bait and fall into temptation and go back to the very thing that God brought you out of. That was one of Israel's biggest challenges when they came out of Egypt. He had to get Egypt out of them. So when they got into places of difficulty, when they got into a place of challenge, when they felt like they was in a dry place, when they didn't know where they were going, they allowed their desire for Egypt, because Egypt was still in them, to cause them to say, we want to go back to Egypt. At least we have melons and fish and all these things, because they started only remembering what they thought was the good things that they had in Egypt. They didn't remember how they were oppressed and how they were slaves and how the work got doubly harder, how they had to do all of this, work from sun up to sundown, right? How they had these taskmasters putting their foot on their neck, right? They didn't remember that part. They talking about melons and fish and things that they had there, but those melons and fish was connected to oppression. Sometimes there are some things that you may look back and say, oh, that was good or that was good. But what was it connected to? Stress? What was it connected to? Anxiety? What was it connected to? Heartache? What was it connected to? Depression? What was it connected to, right? So remember, God brought you out for a reason. And understand this. When the enemy start bringing up things that will seem to want to take you back, you must be closer to the promised land than you think. Think on that. You must be closer to the promised land than you think. For all of a sudden, it seems like things want to come up from the past. People want to start coming back. Doors start trying to come back open. Things are want to draw you back to that familiar place. Believe me, you're closer than you think. So I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.